Okay, real talk for a second. Imagine spending $8.5 billion on something. Anything. A company, a building, literally whatever. Now imagine 10 years later, you sell that exact same thing for $1 billion. You just lost $7.5 billion. That's not a typo. That's not creative accounting. That's Family Dollar's actual story. And honestly, it gets so much worse than just the money. We're talking 1,270 dead rats found in a single warehouse, a record-breaking $42 million criminal fine, and strategic decisions so catastrophically bad that business schools will study this disaster for decades. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly how one of America's biggest discount chains went from essential neighborhood staple to corporate dumpster fire. And I promise you, this isn't boring business theory. This is pure chaos. Let's go. Here's the thing about dollar stores in America. They're basically infrastructure now. Like, forget McDonald's, forget Starbucks. We're talking about over $38,000 store locations across the country as of 2025. These places are everywhere. And for decades, three major players ran the show: Dollar General, Dollar Tree, and Family Dollar. But recently, if you've been paying attention, you might have noticed something weird. Family Dollar stores are disappearing, closing, going dark. Meanwhile, Dollar General just crossed 20,600 stores in February 2025, making them literally the most widespread retailer in America. Dollar Tree's cruising along with around 16,000 locations. But Family Dollar? They're down to about 7,331 stores and dropping fast. They just closed another 1,000 locations throughout 2024 and 2025. The vibes are off. And look, I know what you're thinking. Okay, so a dollar store chain is struggling. Who cares? But here's why you should care. This isn't just about cheap soap and knockoff candy. This is a masterclass in how not to run a business, how a single terrible acquisition can destroy billions in value, how corporate greed, neglect, and flat-out incompetence can tank an entire American institution. Plus, there are dead rats. Like a lot of dead rats. We'll get there. First, let me take you back to where this whole thing started. Because Family Dollar wasn't always a disaster. In fact, it was one of the most successful family businesses in American retail history. Picture this. It's 1947. A guy named Harry Levine dies, leaving behind a small general store in North Carolina. His wife and kids take over, including his 12-year-old son, Leon. Yeah, 12 years old. Kid was running a store while most of us were still figuring out long division. Fast forward to 1959. Leon's grown up, and he notices something interesting happening across the South. Dollar stores are exploding in popularity. The first one, Dollar General, opened in Kentucky in 1955, and suddenly everyone's trying to copy the model. So Leon takes his life savings, $6,000, and opens the first Family Dollar in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now here's where it gets spicy. Leon's strategy for finding new store locations was, let's call it, unconventional. He'd literally look for oil stains in parking lots, because oil stains meant people couldn't afford to fix their cars, which meant they were his target customers. Dark? Yeah, a little. Effective? Absolutely. For the next 40-plus years, Leon built this thing from the ground up. We're talking 16-hour workdays, obsessive focus on serving low-income communities. By the time he officially retired in 2003, Family Dollar was a Fortune 500 company with 5,000 stores. His son Howard took over, and for a while everything seemed fine. The business kept growing. Stock price looked decent. But then 2014 happened. Enter Carl Icahn. You know, the famous activist investor who loves showing up and telling companies they suck. He bought a 9.4% stake in Family Dollar and basically said, "Howard, you're running this thing into the ground. Time to sell." And the board, they actually listened. So in 2015, Dollar Tree buys Family Dollar for $8.5 billion. Dollar General actually offered more money, but regulators were like, "Nah, you guys are already too big. We're not letting you create a monopoly." So Dollar Tree gets it instead. And on paper, this looks smart, right? Two major discount chains combining forces. Economies of scale, shared distribution, synergy, everyone's favorite corporate buzzword. Except there was one tiny problem. Dollar Tree and Family Dollar are absolutely nothing alike. Think about it. Dollar Tree caters to suburban moms looking for party decorations and weird seasonal stuff. Everything's a flat $1.25. The whole vibe is treasure hunt. You go in there not knowing what you'll find. and you walk out with plastic flamingos and off-brand kitchen gadgets. Family Dollar? Completely different universe. They're in low-income urban neighborhoods selling essentials, groceries, diapers, cleaning supplies. People aren't browsing for fun. They're stretching paychecks and buying what they need to survive. So when Dollar Tree tried to integrate these businesses, it was like forcing a grocery store and a party supply shop to share a business model. It made zero sense. They even tried these combo stores, literally putting both brands under one roof. Which sounds kind of cool until you realize it just confused everyone and cost a fortune to operate. But here's the real tragedy. When Dollar Tree took over, the Levine family walked away. And with them went 60-plus years of institutional knowledge, founder-driven culture, and actual care about the customers. What replaced it? Corporate bureaucracy, spreadsheets, and a slow, painful death spiral. All right, we need to talk about the rats. Because this isn't just a footnote. This is legitimately one of the most disturbing corporate scandals in recent American history. Picture this. It's August 2020. Family Dollar's Arkansas distribution center starts getting complaints. Stores are reporting mice in their deliveries, rodent-damaged products, the occasional dead mouse in a box. Now, a normal company would immediately shut that facility down, fumigate, and fix the problem. But Family Dollar, they just kept shipping. By the end of 2020, stores are literally receiving live rodents along with their products. And according to legal documents, by January 2021, Family Dollar employees were fully aware that they were violating federal food safety laws. And they still kept shipping for an entire year. Finally, in January 2022, the FDA shows up for an inspection. What they found was nightmare fuel. We're talking live rodents running around, dead rodents in various states of decay, rodent feces and urine everywhere, evidence of gnawing and nesting throughout the facility. They fumigated the place, and you know how many dead rats they found? 1,270 rats in one warehouse. The company had to recall every single product shipped from that facility since January 2021. We're talking food, drugs, cosmetics, medical devices, everything from 404 stores across 6 states just contaminated, potentially touched or contaminated by rats. In February 2024, Family Dollar pleaded guilty and paid a $41.675 million fine. The Department of Justice called it the largest ever monetary criminal penalty in a food safety case. And here's the thing that really gets me. This wasn't some unknown issue. This wasn't bad luck. Company executives knew about it and chose profits over public safety. For over a year. If that doesn't make you question everything about corporate America, I don't know what will. Okay, so rats are horrifying, but they're honestly just a symptom of bigger problems. Let me break down the real reasons Family Dollar collapsed, because this is where it gets interesting from a business strategy perspective. Family Dollar built their entire empire on serving the poorest Americans. That's a brilliant strategy when the economy's stable. But post-pandemic, inflation spiked, SNAP benefits got restricted, wages stagnated. Their core customers literally couldn't afford to shop there anymore. And here's the brutal part. When you're broke, you stop caring about convenience. You'll drive an extra 15 minutes to Walmart if it saves you $3. Family Dollar's whole value prop was, we're close to you. But proximity doesn't matter when people are desperate to save money. Plus, Family Dollar focused on low-margin essentials like groceries. They made just 24 cents profit for every dollar sold. Dollar General made 30 cents. Dollar Tree made 36 cents. When you're operating on razor-thin margins and sales drop, you're done. Back in the 1980s, Family Dollar dominated small rural towns. Then Walmart showed up and built stores 10 times bigger with better prices and better selection. Family Dollar panicked and made a catastrophic decision. They abandoned rural areas and flooded urban markets instead. Terrible move. Urban real estate costs way more. Crime rates are higher, so shoplifting eats into profits. And worst of all, they opened too many stores too close together. If you've got 2 Family Dollars within a mile of each other, they're not expanding your customer base. They're just cannibalizing each other's sales. Meanwhile, Walmart kept winning. As of 2025, they have 4,600 plus US stores and e-commerce dominance that dollar stores can't touch. This is so critical. Dollar Tree paid $8.5 billion for Family Dollar, thinking they could unlock synergies. But you can't merge 2 companies that serve completely different customers with completely different strategies. What efficiencies did they gain? Some shared warehouses? Bulk purchasing power? That's it. Meanwhile, Family Dollar was rotting from the inside. Dirty stores, empty shelves, rat-infested warehouses, terrible logistics. Dollar Tree either couldn't or wouldn't fix it. And by 2025, they gave up and sold Family Dollar to private equity firms, Brigade Capital Management and Macellum Capital Management for just $1.27 billion. They lost $7.23 billion in value in 10 years. For 60-plus years, the Levines ran Family Dollar. They understood the customers because they'd been serving them since 1959. Leon worked 16-hour days building that business. When Carl Icahn forced the sale, that institutional knowledge vanished. The new corporate overlords treated Family Dollar like a spreadsheet instead of a community-serving business. The culture died, the soul disappeared, and the customers noticed. So here's the bottom line, and I want you to really hear this. Family Dollar didn't fail because of one thing. It failed because of everything. An economic environment that crushed their customer base. A strategic pivot away from their competitive advantage. A disastrous merger with zero actual synergy. Loss of founder-driven leadership. And operational failures so severe they resulted in the biggest food safety fine in American history. Each problem fed into the others, creating a death spiral. And when you're operating on 24-cent margins, there's no room for error. As of early 2026, Family Dollar is owned by private equity. Maybe they'll turn it around. Maybe they'll strip it for parts and close even more stores. Honestly, based on how private equity usually operates, I'm not optimistic. But this story matters because it's a warning. About how quickly massive companies can collapse, about how corporate greed destroys institutions, about how losing touch with your customers, the actual human beings your business serves, is a death sentence. Look, if this video made you think differently about dollar stores, business strategy, or corporate America, do me a solid and subscribe. I'm a new channel, and I'm out here breaking down real business case studies without the boring corporate speak. Just straight talk about what actually happened and why it matters. I've also got a video coming up about how Dollar General became America's most ubiquitous retailer. Basically, everything Family Dollar should have done. You'll want to watch that. And drop a comment. Have you shopped at Family Dollar recently? Do you think private equity can save it? Or is it toast? I actually read every comment, so let's talk about it. Thanks for being here. Seriously, this video was made for people like you who actually care about understanding how the world works. See you in the next one.